you are welcome back to Unit 4, Session 1. So in this session, we are going to discuss the duties of employer and the rights of employee. So every employer has a duty towards the employee. And again, we also look at the right of employee as far as their working environment is concerned. So at the end of this session, we should be able to identify and explain the duties of the employer. There are certain duties that is obliged that the employers are supposed to perform as far as the employees are concerned. And again, we should be able to identify and explain the rights of the employee as well. The employees also have certain rights, and explain the relationship between employers' duties and employees' rights. So what is the relationship that exists between the employer's duty and the rights of employees? And lastly, explain the implication of employers' duties and employees' rights for the organization. Duties of the employer. So the Section 9 of the Act states specifically or categorically that the duties of an employer include 1. To provide work and appropriate raw materials, machinery, equipment, and tools. So here it is a responsibility or it is the duty of the employer to provide the necessary tools and equipment and the right materials. And again, machineries that the employees are supposed to actually have for them to be able to work effectively and efficiently. So every employer is obliged to provide these materials or these resources adequately. So you don't provide employees with limited or let me put it certain tools or equipment that will not be able to fetch them the opportunity to do the right thing. And again, you will blame them that they couldn't do the assignment you have assigned to them. Meanwhile, the right tools and equipment and machinery that you were supposed to have were not there. So it's the duty of the employer. It's not the duty of the employee to go look for the raw materials and all that. And again, it is the duty of the employer to pay the agreed remuneration at the time and place agreed in the contract. It's supposed to be in the contract of employment or collective bargaining agreement. So here, there should be a contract. It's a contract, not a contact. So it's a contract. So there should be an R here. There should be an R here. So a contract. So here, the agreed remuneration, in other words, the wage or the salary that has been actually bargained during the course of the bargaining or the collective bargaining agreement, should be paid at the right time. There are certain organizations that are trying to sometimes pay workers far late. They pay them late and all that. It's very bad because they also have certain needs and all that they need to also attend to. So if you pay them late, you are not helping them. So and normally all these things are stated in the collective bargaining agreement. So we are expecting that it is a duty of the employer to make sure that he or she conform to those agreements in the bargaining agenda. Then again, it's the duty of the employer to develop the human resource by way of training and retaining of the workers. Yes. So we are saying that every day new things come up. Every day new things come up. Workers need to develop their skills. There are different trends, there are different technologies coming day in and day out. So if you have employees, it is the duty of the employer to be able to ensure that the right training are provided to the workers to be able to ensure that they are retained. Because if there is no some form of training and development, the employees becomes what are cake. They become colloquial in terms of their delivery because they are not abreast with the current system or the current issues. So it is a duty of the employer to do that. And lastly, the duty of the employer to provide and ensure operation of an adequate procedure for discipline of the workers. So there are certain disciplinary or certain principles that they need to actually put in place to ensure that workers conform to those disciplinary or discipline measures. Because there are different types of different workers at the workplace. And therefore, the behavior one will put up may be different from the behavior the other person will put up. So if you're an employer, you need to ensure that you regulate their attitudes and their behaviors at the workplace. And the rights of the employee as far as the employment is concerned. So the section 10 of the Act also states categorically that employees have the following right. One, work under satisfactory, safe, and healthy conditions. So if you're an employer and you're not providing the right working condition, the environment is not safe for their working, and again, their health concerns are not taken into consideration. It means that the employees can actually agitate or seek for their right in terms of their health, condition of the environment, and other security issues. The employees also have the right for equal pay for work without distinction of any kind. So if we are all working on the same grounds, if we are all doing the same work that requires same skills and same expertise, then it is expected that these individuals are given the same pay without any discrimination, any form of inequality. All the employees working on the same platform should be given the same remuneration of pay. Another right of the employee is receive equal pay for equal, so that's what we've talked about. Have rest, leisure, and reasonable limitation of working hours and period of holidays with pay, as well as remuneration for public holidays. So the working schedule should be done in such a way that employees have time to rest. They should have time to go for leisure. And the working hours should also be reasonable, that they will not overwork. And if you, for some any reason, if they are overworked or if they work overtime, they need to be given certain allowances or extra pay for the number of hours worked extra. And lastly, they have the right to form or join a trade union. There is no right, there is no way or there's no circumstance whereby employer will prevent its workers to join any trade union. They have their right to join any trade union of their choice without any interference or without any obstacle. So basically, this is what we are supposed to take note. The rights of the employees, the rights of the employer, and now the relationship that exists. All right. Thank you very much.